Welcome back to RhomanysRealm. I'm Romany and today I have an unboxing for you of the new Slice Planner. This was a Kickstarter project, and the reason I'm interested in this is because, as it says on the front, it's the first notebook connected to digital calendars. There is an app coming out in January and February for this planner that allows you to essentially do what Evernote does with documents. You can take a photograph of your planner page and it will magically doohickey into your Google Calendar or whatever it is you use. That intrigued me no end. Now, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to wait for the app to come out before I use the planner, because the whole point of having this planner is to use it with the digital app, and if I don't have the digital app there's kind of no point in using the planner yet. But I obviously want to get it open and have a look at it, so I thought I would share it with you guys. It arrived in a padded envelope, it came from Ukraine, and it arrived in this lovely box. So let's open it up. Despite the state of the packaging, I haven't actually opened it. Well, it's a nice colour. It's orange. Well, it's coral, because I didn't like the grey, strangely enough. But it's not a obnoxious coral, it's like a rusty colour. I quite like that. Okay, that's all that's in there. There's no bits of paper or anything. Brown paper sleeve. Yep, nothing in there either. So this is the planner. It's got a linen cover, which is textured but not crazy. I quite like it. It feels a little bit, it's a different weave, but it feels a little bit like the cloth binding on a composition book, you know, the bit down the spine. Kind of feels a bit like that, but it's a different weave. It's a square weave instead of a rounded weave. Standard notebook style these days is to have the moleskin elastic. Oh, it's a nice tight elastic as well. I like that. It's got a bookmark in the middle there. You can see a bookmark there. It's got two bookmarks, even better. Oh, I like that. So two bookmarks. I think one of them's a slightly different colour. I think one's red and one's orange, but it's very difficult to tell. I think if you're going to have two bookmarks, it's better to have one patterned and one plain, or one a completely different colour. I think black might have been better, or brown even. It's kind of pointless having two different colour bookmarks if they look almost identical, in my opinion, but moving on. So here's my bit of information. So what's this? So this is about the Slice Planner, about backing it, how it works. So let me just zoom in on this so I can show you. This is the daily clock. I don't think they have a particular name for it, they just call it a clock face. This is the basis of the planner. It's similar to a chronodex, but it's much simpler. It's a 12-hour clock because they did some research and surveys and things, and they decided that the 12-hour clock face, people didn't plan for more than 9.5 hours a day generally. So you can start whatever time you want. So if I get up at lunchtime, I can start at 1 o'clock and I can work right the way through, and I can plan any amount of time there, which hopefully will stop me working till 3 o'clock in the morning. And the idea is, oh, let me talk about the layout. So you've got your plans on one side and you've got notes on the other. It's a dot grid on the facing page. And it tells you here how to plan with it. So you indicate the time you want to start your day by putting an arrow there. So that's your start time. And then you outline the bits of the day when you have appointments. Or you put dots, or you identify, or you colour in, whatever. When you've finished your planning, you can make notes at the bottom for any additional information that you need. And then you photograph it with the app and it will automatically recognise that this is your start time and you've got an appointment from there to there. And there's various other things you can do with it, like shading in the moon to say that it's an evening appointment and things like that. Until I get the app, obviously I can't show you those bits. And like I say, the app isn't coming out for Android until February. Everything is undated, so you put in your date and you can miss days if you want to. And the app will understand that. So in theory, it should be a really good system. So let's have a look at the actual planner itself. Got the end pages, intro page, 2017-2018 year layout. Again, it's in this nice layout where you just don't have any grid lines. You can put your own grid lines in. It's a Sunday start, but that doesn't surprise me. It's pretty rare to get one that is not a Sunday start, to be honest. Then you have these two pages, which are quite interesting. You've got free lines, which are goals and ideas of the month. And you've got numbered, almost like a bullet journal calendar, highlights of the month. That's quite cool. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've only got 6 months of those. So you've got 12 pages, but only 6. So you don't get one double layout for each month. I don't even know if I would use those particularly. I do know that it's a 250 something page book. And even my maths brain can tell me that that's not going to work for an entire year. So it may only last for 6 months. I don't know. I would need to count all the pages and check. Here is the layout. So you've got your clock face here with all your bits and pieces. It's got grid paper with lines at the top here. It's got today's goal. And at the bottom it's got some lines for notes about appointments and things. And it's also got an envelope with a tick box, a cloud with a tick box, and a calendar with a tick box. And you have the same repeated on this side. That is for the app. So if you want it to be emailed, you tick email. If you want it to go to cloud storage, you put it to cloud storage. There's a clever thing where you can take a note and outline it, and it will recognise that you need to take just that portion of the page. So I assume that means I could set it up so that I could take a picture of some notes and tell it to go to the cloud, and it can magically go to my Evernote somehow. Obviously, until I get the app, I don't know exactly what its capabilities are. But if you can send it to a cloud storage, then I'm assuming that you can tell it which cloud storage to send it to. In the same way that you can tell it if you're using iCal or Google Calendar or in Microsoft or whatever. And it's like that through the rest of the book, basically. The paper feels quite nice. The binding is a little off. It's not the best binding in the world. I've noticed there's bits where the binding, you know, it's a brand new book and already the binding is pulling because it's a little bit too tight. Having gone through these first few pages, they now don't sit evenly anymore. There's grey fold lines that are not even, so you know it's not perfect. Seriously, it's not perfect, but it lies flat all the way through with ease, which is what I like. It's got all these pages, and then what have we got towards the end? This is still goals. Just seeing if it goes all the way up to the end. Goals. Oh, blank sheets that are removable. We've got perforated sheets here. So it's like a moleskin where you've got the perforated sheets at the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sheets of perforated paper at the back. That's really handy because I quite often like to pull bits of paper out of one journal and put them in another. I might do a diary entry in this, but want to put it into my journal, you know, stuff like that. And if you've got pre-torn areas, yeah, if you don't want them to tear out, then you can just stick a bit of washi tape over it. And if you do want them to tear out, then you don't ruin your binding trying to pull out a bit of paper. I like that. And then the last page, what does it say here? Write an essay about the past few months. This will help you determine whether you're moving in the right direction. Bit of a random thing at the back there. And then we've got, if found, please return this notebook too. I personally would have preferred that at the front, but it's there. It'll do. It's fine. I can still write my name and address in the front here. So that's not really an issue. The size of it is, I'm going to compare it to something that everybody knows the size of. So I'm going to grab one of my moleskins. Oh, hang on, I've got one here. Excuse the squeaky chair. Regular moleskin cahier. So it is a little bit shorter. And with the binding it's quite substantially wider, but the paper is actually only a little bit wider. So in fact the paper size, as suspected, is the same as this, which is my A5 monthly planner. So the paper size is that big, as you can see, but the binding makes it a little bit wider. So I would say that's probably A5 width. Yeah, the width with the binding is A5 size, but it's not as tall as A5. It's a little bit shorter. About half an inch shorter with the binding, and paper-wise about 2/8 of an inch. It's not enough to worry about. So there you go. That is my new planner. Like I say, I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it straight away or whether I'm going to hang on to it until the app comes, because the whole point of having this is because the app is to use with it. I do have the PDF printout, so in fact I could print out 1 month's worth of these and make my own little book for now, which I might do. I'm going to sit and have a think about what I want to do. I have got a moleskin cahier set up that already had these bits in, so I've just thrown the right dates in. And I can use that until the app comes out. So, I don't know. I need to think about what I want to do and how I want to do it. And of course, I'm going to do a video on what my setup's going to be this year and what I plan to use and how I plan to use it. But that is my slice planner. I'm reasonably impressed with it. It's quite nice. I have my doubts about the binding. I think that may not last the full length of the book, but we'll see. We'll see. One thing I didn't do was test the paper, so let's have a quick shufty at that. I might as well write my name in the back here. Use the pen that I normally write with. So this is a Uniball Signo 207. No bleed, little bit of show through, so that's pretty good. And let's try my fountain pen. This is a Lamy Extra Fine with carbon black ink. I'll put my email address, since that's public knowledge anyway. Whoops. Fountain pen doesn't bleed either. It ghosts, but it doesn't bleed. I like it. That's good. I will probably try it out with watercolours as well, because I might add some colour and stuff to this. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. Lots of decisions. I think what I'm going to do is use this in a similar way to I've been using this. So, you know, doing my daily planning, and then a little bit of, you know, on days where I've got notes, then it'll look like this, and on days where I don't have notes, I might do something sketchy or noteworthy, or, you know, doodle or collage or whatever on the other side. When I've decided exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, I will put up another video showing you my setup for 2017. If you want some more information on the Slice Planner, I will put the links down below to the Kickstarter and the page. and you can go and have a look and see what you think. Thanks for watching, see you again soon.